Good day everyone. I am Adrija Chakraborty from class 11D. I would like to give a brief introduction on Indian culture. The Indian culture is a multifaceted to say the least, mostly due to its wide variety of religion as well as many languages spoken. These are made even more diverse by the existence of indigenous groups and tribes that are each unique in their faith and linguistic repertoires, all of which dwell together in one land. The Indian culture does not advocate divorce, and although most marriages are arranged by the parents and other relatives, the divorce rate is far lower than in many other lands. The bride and the groom have to consent to their families. Choices and marriages are generally long term. Half of the women are married before the age of 18 years. The culture of this country is particularly syncretic in nature. Of course, any culture is also defined by its cuisine, art, religion, and similar components. India is known the world over for its superior food and the fascinating blends of spices that create such stimulating taste sensations. Rice is a staple food in India, although wheat is also recognized as such, particularly in northern areas. Black pepper and chili are amongst the favorite flavorants. Indian clothing is rich in color and the fabrics boast detailed embroidery, beadwork and embossing. The specific styles and colors used vary in the different areas of the country. Women generally wear draped saris and men can wear a lungi, also a draped item, or the more conventional shirt and trousers. Clothing is designed to be in line with religious requirements while also keeping the heat and the sun at bay in this hot land. The music of India is varied. Regional folk music is juxtaposed by the popular music being aired on the radio or television at the time. Generally, traditional Indian music has two phases, folk and classical. This is also true of their dances, their theatre performances, as well as their recent films usually include dance and music in the storyline to create a dynamic and emotional presentation. To learn about the culture of another country is to enrich oneself with outside influences. To choose to adopt or leave foreign practices, ideals and designs, creating a mosaic within one's own identity.
Good day everyone. I'm Adita Panda of class 11D and today I'm going to speak about the people of India. The people of India reflect country's rich diversity in terms of religion, language, landscape and culture. However, a common defining feature in this nation's focus on the community and on sharing resources and time and celebration. History and tradition is very important to Indian folk who make these elements integral parts of their daily lives, worship, dress, food and family customs like for example weddings. While the details may differ from one region to the next, they still have some common features amongst all Indians. The differences in the cultural elements among the people are usually as a result of the geographical positioning and outside influences. For instance, the clothing and the food in the cold Himalayan areas will be very different to those in the far warmer deltas of East. In addition, some areas have had more exposure to the Western world and are therefore more exposed to the modern trends and customs. The people in these regions have adopted less traditional approaches to working, studying, marrying, and religious practices. Indian people act as a community. Wedding, funeral, and births are celebrated all the members in a particular way. group of rural Indian children with their grandmother in the village or a town, creating a sense of unity amongst the individual. People will arrive at the celebration bearing food and gifts, assisting with the setting up, cleaning, and cooking. This cooperation endangers a sense of true community and mutual benefit, drawing these people closer together. The Indian culture trickles down to an Indian individual level so that each person demonstrates an attitude of tolerance, empathy, and responsibility for those around them. The result of the empathetic and cooperative nation that seeks the good of others. This is certainly a desirable attitude to display, coveted by those lands of unrest. The identity of the Indian people has much to do with the caste system. This system originated from the period after the Aryan invasion and saw the peoples dividing themselves into 5 castes. Each caste belongs to a certain social, cultural, and economic group. The lowest group would be responsible for the garbage collection and sewerage eradication, as they are considered to be the least cultured and educated. This caste is followed by the Sudras, who work on farms and in the homes of others but own no lands to themselves. This has the highest population in India. The Vaishyas are the farmers or the traders who own their own land and business, followed by the warriors or Kshatriya. The Brahmins refer to the priests and the leaders of the country and are considered to be the highest class in India. Within the caste are many grey areas, categories that cannot be clearly defined. While this system has developed and the lines have blurred somewhat in modern times, many Indian people still adhere strictly to the caste system, which dictates that only couples from the same caste can marry, amongst other law. Thank you.
Now I'm going to talk about the languages of India which form an integral part of Indian culture. There are thousands of languages currently being spoken by the local residents in India. These are divided into several linguistic families. Over 70% of the population speaks languages belonging to the Indo-Aryan family, while over 20% speak Dravidic languages. There are smaller families or groups such as Austroasiatic one, as well as completely separate languages that are unique to a tribe or village not belonging to any family. These form the minorities of the languages spoken. During the Middle Ages, the inhabitants of North India spoke Old Indo-Aryan languages. An example of this is Sanskrit, which remains to be the origin of many modern Indian languages such as Gujarati, Hindi, Punjabi, Bengali, Assamese, Saraiki, and Marathi. The Dravidian languages originated in South India and include Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, and Malayalam. Literature. Traditionally, literature was in the form of oral legends and tales passed from one generation in the next in the form of recited verses or songs. Eventually, they were written down as stable records of lyrics or words. Interestingly, much of the literature was religious or was rewritten versions of well-known Sanskrit epics or myths. Therefore, most of the authors remained anonymous. For this reason, ancient authors have not received acclaim for their works or ideas.
Religion forms an integral part of Indian life and norms associated with it. In fact, religion is so important in India and that it forms the basis of many of the political, commercial, and educational facts of these people's lives and customs. Religion has always been a defining character of this way. Generally speaking, Indians are tolerant of other religions, not promoting a spirit of division or hatred across the religion borders. In fact, Constitution requires that its citizens be accepting of one another's beliefs, values, morals, and ideas for the betterment of a cohesive and cooperative land. However, marriage across these lines are usually discouraged even today. Of the approximately 1.1 billion people in India, over 80% subscribe to the Hindu faith. Hinduism is defined its loving acceptance of all, as well as its respect for life, whether human or animal.
I am Sugandha Mukherjee of class 12D and I wish to share some facts about music. The culture of India is defined largely by its music. This is true of many countries as music bears testimony to the lives, ideals, values, and desires of the people that listen to it and produce it. Music has been used in worship for centuries, giving it more import and significance within the culture than many other aspects. India boasts a wide variety of styles in terms of their music. The following are some examples. Classical music. The classical genre comprises Hindustani music and Carnatic music. Hindustani music can be dated back to about 1000 BCE, that is, before our Common Era, and was one of the first styles that involved singing to the music notes rather than chanting the words. This style of music displays distinct Persian influences. The Carnatic music originated in the 1400s of our Common Era, abbreviated as CE, is completely melodic. The melody is sung vocally, but no words are used. This is about the rhythm and the melodic structure. Folk music. There are many categories of folk music. Number 1. Bauls. This name comes from Batul, a Sanskrit word that means divinely inspired insanity. The instruments used to create this sound are the khamak, ektara, and dotara. Bauls is about finding the internal ideal, a rather spiritual and complex process. Number 2, Bhangra. This music was formed to celebrate the festival of the Sheikhs and is more dynamic and fun in style. These lyrics usually incorporate history and political struggles. Number 3, Bhavageet. Emotional poetry is accompanied by a light tune for a soft but penetrative effect. Number 4, Lavani. This remains one of the most popular forms of traditional music and combines the song with a dance. It is usually sung by women and drumming features in its structure as it is performed in a fast tempo. Thank you.
হস্তিহি নরান হস্তিহি সরান হস্তির গলায় ধরি ও কি রে সত্যি কইয়া কোন রে মাহুত কোন বা দেশে তোমার বাড়ি রে ও তোমরা গেলে কি আসিবেন ও মোর মাহুত বন্ধু রে ও তোমরা গেলে কি আসিবেন মোর মাহুত বন্ধু রে রাজার হস্তি সরাওর কন্যা সম্পক নদীর পারে ও কি রে সত্যি কয়া কোন রে মাহুত কোন বা দেশে তোমার বাড়ি রে ও তোমরা গেলে কি আসিবেন ও মোর মাহুত বন্ধু রে ও তোমরা গেলে কি আসিবেন ও মোর মাহুত বন্ধু রে ও মোর মাহুত বন্ধু রে ও মোর মাহুত বন্ধু রে সুবহ সুবহ सुबह 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 का ख्याल आज सुबह सुबह का ख्याल आज वापस गोकुल चल मथुरा राज मथुरा नगर पति काहे तुम गोकुल मनोहर वेश छोड़ नंदराज सर से उतार के सुंदर ताज राजदंड छोड़ भूमि पर परवाजे राजदंड छोर भूमि परवाजे फिर काहे बांसुरी बाजा मथुरा नगर पति काहे तुम गोकुल जाओ मथुरा नगर पति काहे तुम गोकुल जाओ कौन सा अनोखा गीत गाए पिक कुल राजपाट जैसे आज भई धूल कौन सा अनोखा गीत गाए पिक कुल बिरहान लागे फिर दया कुल राजकाज मन न लगा राजकाज मन न लगा मथुरा नगर पति काहे तुम गोकुल जाओ मथुरा नगर पति काहे तुम गोकुल जाओ मथुरा नगर पति काहे तुम गोकुल जाओ
Sport. Although the national sport of India remains hockey, cricket is still its most popular. Other popular sports include football, lawn tennis, chess, and golf. India has featured on the global platform for its achievements in cricket. Cricket originated in England as far back as the 1500s, becoming its national sport 200 years later. When the English colonialists started occupying large areas of India, they introduced the local people to this bat and ball team sport. In recent decades, the Indian cricket teams have travelled all over the world for important matches, winning numerous awards and creating sporting heroes for fans everywhere. The national team won the Cricket World Cup in 1983 and the ICC World 2020 in 2007. In 2002, they tied with Sri Lanka for the ICC Champions Trophy. The Board of Control for Cricket in India controls and administers the sport. Major local tournaments include the Ranji Trophy, Deodar Trophy, Irani Trophy, and Dilip Trophy. The national football team of India is rising in its skills and acclaim. They have repeatedly won the South Asia Football Federation Cup. While they are not globally acknowledged for their football achievements as yet, the capable team continues to grow and develop.
I am Kaushiki Bhattacharya of class 12D. Marriage. Marriage is still held as one of the most important institutions in Indian culture. It is considered to be a permanent bond and the divorce rate is extremely low, at just over 1%. Arranged marriages are still a major part of Indian culture. However, this is not an oppressive measure. Rather, young and old alike generally view it as valued input from the more experienced older generations. Some parents even begin marriage arrangements when their child is born. Love marriages. Love marriages, as local Indians call marriages that have been decided upon by the couple themselves, do occur, but usually in the urban modernized areas. These areas tend to be more influenced by Western cultures. Parents may choose to bless this union, and the couple usually seeks this approval before proceeding with the official marriage. As this trend increases, though, the divorce rate has seen an increase as well. This may be viewed as a breakdown of a previously close-knit society, or as the opportunity for women to gain independence and a measure of power. Weddings are large affairs with as many of the bridal couple's family present as possible. This goes on for several days, and the bride's family is expected to pay for the celebrations. The groom's family is generally responsible for the hire of a band and expensive gifts for the bride. Only if the bride is old enough will she then move into her in-laws' home. Otherwise, she will stay with her parents until they decide that she is ready to act as his wife. Thank you.
Hello everyone. My name is Srijita Biswas. I'm a student of class 12D. Today I am going to speak about Indian cuisine. Indian cuisine is known the world over for its complex mixture of flavors and spices as well as its novel use of vegetables. However, the variety of dishes is abundant, differing from one region to the next as well as amongst cultures and religions. Much of the community follows a vegetarian diet. In fact, less than a third of the population eat meat on a regular basis. The diet of a culture or community is believed to be an indication of their identity. The cuisine of India has been influenced by various factors, not least of all the lucrative spice trade that occurred between Europe and India. India boasts a varied climate which implies a number of different conditions in which to grow an even greater number of crops. Thank you.
Society has for millennia used art in its various forms to record its history, give testimony to its culture, enhance its religion, and expresses its identity. As the community evolves and experiences developments, technological advances, or changes in its climate and location, its art necessarily changes to reflect this altered lifestyle of the individuals. That is, the communities and the artists that live in them, as well as of the society as a whole. Indian art is usually omit and elaborate, even appearing somewhat over the top. In fact, this art is characterized by an indulgence in freedom of expression to the extreme, overemphasizing certain styles and elements with very little restrictions placed on medium, subject, or scale. This tendency is one of the defining features of Indian art that has remained through the ages. When examining the different pieces of art still available, four main periods can be identified. The ancient period extended from about 3500 BCE before our Common Era to 1200 CE Common Era. The Islamic ascendancy period was from 712. There are various types of art which India is known and that of the local artists used to express themselves and convey ideas in new ways. Some of the first pieces of Indian art have carved into wood and stone or painted on rock faces. The Buddhists began by carving images into the rock faces in caves, and many of the religions and cultures imitated this trend. The folk art of India is one of the most varied in terms of materials used, subject matter, and style. This art occurs in the forms of paintings, ceramic creations, metalwork, paper, weaving, and even toys. The wandering nomads were one of the most common creators of visual folk art. Significantly, the Taj Mahal is one of the iconic pieces of folk art and is one of the new seven wonders of the world.
Hello everyone, myself Kritika Shaha. I am a sociology student of 11D. Indian cultural history has been derived by the absorbing customs, traditions and rituals from both invaders and immigrants. Many Indian customs, cultural practices and languages are examples of this commingling over centuries. It was the birthplace of many religious systems like Hinduism, Buddhism, Sikhism, which influenced not only this country but also the neighboring countries. With the following invasion of the Islamic rulers, the culture of India was heavily influenced by Persian, Arabic and Turkish cultures. The 5,000 years old Indian culture is both ancient and varied. But unity in diversity, which is the main mantra of Indian civilization, can be seen if anyone monitors its various art forms and traditional diversity. To conclude with, there are different aspects of the Indian culture. Each aspect is practiced by people, but not everyone believes in the different aspects. As you can see, it is a very traditional culture Everyone has their opinion towards it, negative and positive. Therefore, the Indian culture is a very unique culture and has various practices. Although the youth do not believe in traditional aspects, the culture will vary with time and will not be traditional anymore because of the modern world. All in all, the aspects are frequently practiced, but tomorrow's generations are going to change it. Thank you.
I am grateful to God for making our magazine a success. I would like to extend my regards and gratitude to our managing trustee, Mrs. S.E. Broughton, for being the fountain of inspiration and encouraging to be dedicated and determined. I take this opportunity to record my heartfelt thanks to our chairman, Mr. J.G. Broughton. I wish to thank our principal, Mr. Bobby Baxter, who has always inspired us to do the best and stand as pillar of power. I would like to express my gratitude to our Vice Principal, Mr. Shayantan Mukherjee, for his deep sense of appreciation and support. I show my regards to Junior School Coordinator, Mrs. Cheryl Ann Day, and Teacher in Charge, Mr. L. Jennings. I am also thankful to all our teachers, students, and parents for their support. Thank you.